an unhelpful thought crosses your mind. I'm incapable. You start feeling anxious, but then you remember this course on YouTube and you remind yourself, this is just a thought, not a fact. I'm having the thought that I'm incapable. This is called unhooking from an unhelpful thought. And what do we do now? Where do we go with our focus of attention once we've unhooked from an unhelpful thought? Stay tuned to learn all about this. Hey everyone, welcome to Becoming an Expert at Self-Leadership. I'm Maika, I'm a psychologist, and this is part 9 of the Unhooking from Upsetting Thoughts course. In the next 2 videos of this course, I will present and explain different types of unhooking exercises, but before we get to that, I want to talk about where we go after we've unhooked from an unhelpful thought. What do we do or think next? In short, you do what you want to be doing. You do the things that are part of and lead to the kind of life you want to live. Once you've created distance from an unhelpful thought, once you've stepped out of its grip, you are free to make your own choices instead of being dominated by an unhelpful thought. This could mean using the freedom of not being dominated by an unhelpful thought or having to fight against it to shift your focus onto the present moment, onto whatever it is you're doing in that moment, no matter how insignificant the task may seem. If you're folding laundry, you can shift your focus onto noticing the texture of the fabrics. If you're eating, you can shift your focus of attention onto noticing the taste of the different kinds of food. If you're listening to music, you can shift your focus back onto hearing the music and listen to the different notes and musical subtleties. You can also shift your attention onto a different thought, mental image, or memory, one that supports you and energizes you. If you have no idea what that could be, it's really worthwhile to take some time and figure that out. You can also test different helpful thoughts and see how helpful they are until you found one that's very powerful. What's important here is that it's not something that you're trying to talk yourself into or that you're trying to push the other thought out with this new thought. Even if the unhelpful thought comes back, let it pass through and then shift your focus back onto the more helpful thought. Another option is to focus your attention onto your body and your emotions, to take a few slow abdominal breaths and then scan your body and see what's going on there. Not in an anxious checking mode to see if everything's okay, but in a curious, open, noticing, observing mode. You can also combine this with releasing tension in your muscles and anything else that blocks the flow of emotion and energy in your body. You can also stay in the mode of noticing and observing without getting drawn into anything in particular for longer than a few moments. So you just keep observing and noticing the flow of your thoughts, changes in your bodily sensations and emotions and surroundings. What's important is that this is actually a shift of attention, not a fight. You're letting the unhelpful thought pass through and embracing your experience, a different thought, or you're just staying with noticing and observing in itself. In order to do that, it helps to envision it as taking a step back in your inner space so that there's room in your awareness for the unhelpful thought to pass through, and also room for you to find and notice something else, something neutral or positive to turn to. I've come across many different metaphors that describe this taking an inner step back to increase your inner space to observe and notice thoughts without being hooked by them and carried away. One is to get out of an individual train and step onto the platform and then observe the individual trains or thoughts passing by. Other metaphors are sitting down next to a river and watching leaves drift by, or staying grounded on the earth while you watch hot air balloons float by without getting into any one of them, especially not ones that would take you to a destination that you don't want to end up in. From this place of having taken a step back inside, you have the overview that you need to notice unhelpful thoughts and let them drift by without usurping the steering wheel of your life. Next, I want to invite you to try this out with a short exercise. Please don't do this while you're driving, and make sure that you can dedicate all of your attention to this exercise for the next few minutes before you continue watching and listening. Now, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes if you find that helpful to focus. If not, allow your eyes to settle on one point in your surrounding or on the screen, and allow your focus to blur a little. Place your hands on your stomach, and on your next inhale, make sure that your stomach moves forward as the air streams into your torso. And when you're ready, exhale and give yourself more time for the exhale than you need to inhale. Imagine you're sitting at the back of a white room. Everything is white. The walls, ceiling, and floor. On the wall to your left and right are doors that are open. Besides you and these doors, there's nothing else in the room. Thoughts are passing through the two doors. They come in through one door and leave through the opposite door. Notice these thoughts and thought fragments passing through. If you find it helpful, you can envision your thoughts with a physical form, like flying birds, walking deer, or rolling vehicles. Notice the thoughts you're having. Allow them to come and go. Don't respond to them. Don't argue with them. Don't think about them. Some thoughts may seem more important than others, or more true, and some may come back repeatedly. Be that as it may, allow them all to keep moving. If you would like, press pause on this video to continue the exercise for a few more minutes. Now slowly come back out of the exercise. Open your eyes, let them roam a little. If you feel like it, take another abdominal breath and stretch your arms, neck, and shoulders. What was it like for you? Learning to watch your thoughts like this is really powerful. It's a tool that helps you detach, unblend, unhook from unhelpful thoughts so you can reconnect with your authentic self and your experience so that you can do the things that you want to do and be the person you want to be. If you can't wait to continue with this course, check out the first link in the description box. It'll lead you to my e-learning platform where I've already uploaded the whole course plus some extra material. Till next time, take care and remember to take that step back inside so you can notice unhelpful thoughts, let them drift by, and also find other thoughts or sensations, perceptions that you can shift your focus onto.